Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I am coming to you live from Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls soccer contest between the hosting Lions of Newton South High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Well, it's been a day full of Warriors versus Lions across so many different sports. Just today here in Newton, there were a total of 4 soccer games, this being the 4th, and 2 field hockey games as well. I had the privilege of covering both freshman soccer games, boys and girls, earlier today. The freshman boys lost to Newton South 5-2. The freshman girls came out with a win 2-1. And now here in what I believe is the last game to be played here in Newton today, we've got the varsity girls soccer game. Of course, in Brookline, there were some games as well. I believe JV and varsity boys soccer played. And then football is going to be playing what I believe is Brookline's home opener tonight at 7 over at Parsons Field. But for me, this is the last of a triple header for me personally, and I am so excited for it. It's always such a fun time when Brookline and Newton South face off. Those of you who followed my broadcast last year, you know that both matchups between Brookline and Newton South were absolute thrillers. Last year, their first matchup at home for Brookline. It was their home opener, actually. Newton South took a 2-0 lead, but Brookline put together a wild late second half comeback with 3 unanswered scores to take a 3-2 win. That was really a momentum establisher for what ended up being a pretty great season for Brookline last year, making a run all the way to the Final Four. Later that same season, here in at Newton South, Brookline got the win again. 2-0 was that score. And so we'll see how this one pans out. Brookline coming into this one with a record of 2-3-1, riding a 2-game win streak after starting the season on a 3-game losing streak to 3 pretty highly ranked opponents in Natick, Needham, and Wellesley. They fought to a scoreless tie against rival Newton North, and this week they've been pummeling their opponents. 4-0 over Framingham, 3-0 over Weymouth. It's been a scoring bonanza for Brookline after their offense was slow out of the gate, and you know they're hoping to continue that momentum here. Over on the Newton South side, they are currently standing at an 0-3-3 record, so no wins, 3 losses, 3 ties, and they've only scored 3 total goals so far this season. They've never scored more than once in a game, so their offense has been really slow out of the gate, and you know they're looking to try and find that spark to put some goals on the board and put a number higher than 0 in that win column. So both teams plenty motivated, even before you throw in the fact that these are 2 local rivals in the Bay State Conference. Last year, Newton South finished the season with a record of 4-9-4, 4 wins, 9 losses, 4 ties. They earned the 28th seed in the Division I rankings for the state tournament, but then suffered an upset loss in the play-in round to number 37 Chelmsford in a PK shootout before Chelmsford went on to the round of 32, where Brookline was actually the team waiting for them and stomped them 10-0 in that round of 32 contest. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Newton South graduated 7 players off of last year's squad, including all 5 of their captains. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring here today. A reminder, as always, if you end up enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat or send me an email if you're not comfortable with YouTube's live chat system. And of course, as always, for all our regular season games this fall, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. You can find all that information in the description section of the video down below, as well as a link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club. The Friends of BHS Soccer help support all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. 1 second, folks.
Do you by chance have a towel?
I don't. They might.
They might?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Thank you, thank you.
No problem. Sorry about that, folks. Someone was wondering if we had a towel to wipe down the seats here in the bleachers, and I don't. It's been a pretty wet and windy day all day today. So I'm happy to be shooting indoors from the press box here at Newton South for this one. But we're a little less than 4 minutes out, so I'm going to run our intro video, and then we're going to go through as much of the rosters as we can. From Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. You are watching Brookline High Soccer. McKenna Hammond now off to the races. McKenna Hammond breaking away. Hat-trick! Holding it, kicking a leader for Sydney Freeze. Sydney Freeze rushing in. Sydney Freeze! And that's it! Sydney Freeze wins it for Brookline! All right. Now let's take a look at our rosters for today. We got 2.5 minutes, so I'm going to try and read through as fast as I can. We're going to start with the visitors that we can see posing for a team photo there on their side of the field in the white jerseys today, the Brookline High Warriors. Going in order of jersey number for Brookline, first off we have a sophomore, number 1, Hannah Greer. Next, we have a junior with 1 assist so far this season, number 3, Elin Lindgren Palm. Next, a senior, number 4, Ashley Cherwin. A sophomore, number 6, Paige Hammond. A junior with 1 goal this season, number 7, Amalia Lindgren Palm. A sophomore with 1 assist this season, number 8, Juliana Siegel. A senior captain with 1 goal this season, number 9, McKenna Hammond. A senior, number 11, Nora Shue. A sophomore, number 12, Jamie McGee. A junior, number 13, Julia Vianello. A junior with 2 assists so far this season, wearing either number 14 or 29, Mirabelle Kesselman. A senior, number 15, Babette Hall. A sophomore, number 16, Haley Ament. A senior with 1 assist this season, number 17, Greta Radke. A senior captain with a goal and 2 assists this season, number 18, Anna Leshley. A junior, number 19, Jada Kimbrough. A junior, number 20, Priscilla Hill. A junior with 1 goal this season, number 21, Lila Cannon. A junior, number 22, Eva Berkson. A senior captain with 2 goals this season, number 23, Vilena Chernichev. A senior captain with 4 goals and 1 assist this season, number 26, Sydney Freeze. And Brookline's 2 goalies, a sophomore, number 37, Chloe Price, and a senior, number 38, Julia Cherwin. Head coach of the Brookline High girls soccer team is Ben Peters. So that's the roster for Brookline. The 2 captains have done their pregame decision of who gets the ball first and who gets to choose the side first. So soon we'll probably be getting this one underway. Not sure if there's a PA announcer taking over to announce starting lineups or anything. Doesn't seem to be, so I'll just read out as much of the Newton South roster as I can get through before we get started. First off, a senior goalie, number 1, Lauren Kelly. A senior, number 2, Jackie Ginsberg. A senior, number 3, Kate Zella. A junior, number 4, Joelle Weldon. A senior, number 5, Sofia Dos Anjos. A senior, number 6, Noemia Walkman Gonsalves. A senior, number 7, Salila Cintron. Number 8, Saha El Shurifai. Number 9, Emily Frawley. A junior, number 10, Sammy Elliott. A senior, number 11, Megan Holt. Number 12, Riley Chin. A junior, number 13, Summer Flannery. A junior, number 14, Tess McDonald. Number 15, Amelie Rangels. Number 16, Miranda Whitaker. Number 17, Leonor Gonzalez de las Casas. Number 18, Viela Alcan. A goalie, number 21, Eva Cornelia Patterson. A sophomore, number 22, Dahlia Feruzabadi. A junior, number 23, Lindsay Glass. A senior, number 25, Layla Confer. And number 27, Ali Feldman. Head coach of the Newton South girls soccer team is Angie Sutherland.
Newton South embraces diversity, inclusion, and a respectful environment. We ask that participants and spectators uphold the 4 core values of our school. Choose kindness, show respect, listen first, and take responsibility. Please follow the directions of the game staff and act in accordance with the MIAA sportsmanship guidelines. Those who choose not to will be asked to leave. We thank you for your cooperation in making our games a positive experience for opponents, officials, and our own team. The officials for today's game are certified by the MIAA. Their knowledge and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. We now invite you to please rise and remove your hats as we honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. Thank you.
All right, that was our national anthem. We'll soon be getting this one underway. Looks like Newton South will be getting the opening possession. Number 13, Summer Flannery at midfield, ready to get us started for the first half. 40 minutes on the clock. Warriors and Lions, here we go. Newton South boots it upfield, and it is cut off by Anna Leshley. It's deflected down to the near side, controlled by the Lions. Pass down to the sideline to number 11, Megan Holt. Tries to fit a pass through, disrupted, and ultimately recovered by number 6, Paige Hammond. Pass it back to Mirabelle Kesselman. Kesselman gives to Velena Chernychev. Sent back to Anna Leshley. Up the line to Julia Vianello. Up to Lila Cannon. Cannon launches one out to the far side. Skips past the defender. Racing after it is Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm cutting towards the middle. Nice leading pass. Jada Kimbrough shot. Missed it wide. Great ball movement by Brookline there, and great efforts to take advantage of a bit of a swing and a miss by one of the Newton South defenders. Would have been Kimbrough's first goal of the season if she had gotten that one, and would have been Lindgren-Palm's first assist, as Kimbrough steals that one immediately to try and set Brookline back on the attack. Sends one down the far side, but Lindgren-Palm is boxed out, and it'll be a Newton South throw-in. Lindgren-Palm got her first career varsity goal on Thursday in the win over Weymouth. And so she's hoping to continue the momentum into this game, as are the rest of the Warriors. Anna Leshley with a strong box-out job on Holtz. Sends it back to the keeper, Julia Cherwin, who launches it out to the far side. It's blocked and kept on the attack by Newton South. A pass sends through. Attempted pass by Flannery was blocked by, I believe, Babette Hall, as it's recovered by Leshley, passed up to Hammond. Hammond out to the far side to Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm slides it across to Chernychev. Pushes it forward. An extra pass is too far for Hammond. Off the pass attempted by number 16, Haley Ament. They give it over to their goalie there, who I believe is number 1, Lauren Kelly, for a goal kick, as they just let that one slide out the back line. Kelly's kick up the middle, downed by Cannon. Passed back to Leshley. Leshley almost lost control, but managed to bait the defender into playing the pass instead of playing the ball. Leshley gives to Chernychev, back to Leshley. Leshley sends it up the middle, just off the mark, almost kicked away but blocked. Kimbrough blocks it again. Now a pass intercepted by Hammond. Hammond charging through, tripped up, recovered. Ament shot blocked, recovered. Cannon fires, saved by Kelly. The Brookline offense relentless in their pressure here. Despite running a formation with just 2 strikers, their 5 middies playing so strong in the transition game. Long kick up by the Lions, chased down by Leshley, sends it back to Cherwin. Cherwin boots it up in the air, downed by Cannon, but knocked away. Pass gets over to Salila Cintron. Cintron sends it forward, too far for Flannery, and it's going to be scooped up by Cherwin. Cherwin rolls it into Leshley. Leshley walks it up. Pass for Chernychev. Chernychev out to the far side. Kesselman. Back to Chernychev. And across to Leshley. Leshley bringing it up the near side. Picking up speed. Now a pass for Kimbrough. Kimbrough trying to muscle her way through. A weird pinball ricochet. And it's picked up by Kelly. That defensive lineup of Kesselman, Hall, and Leshley, since they switched to this formation with 3 backs, 5 middies, and 2 strikers with that Leshley, Hall, Kesselman combination on the back line, Brookline has not allowed, or at least as far as I know, they have not allowed a goal in the last 3 games. Long pass from Leshley goes up to Kimbrough, pops one up in the air. No one on the Warriors side going to be able to get to that. Pass forward to number 2, Jackie Ginsburg. Now a pass up too far for any of the Lions to get it. Sherwin boots it away down the far side, and number 14, Tess McDonald, just lets it roll out. Newton South throw in on the far side. Battle for the ball, won by Lindgren Palm. Lindgren Palm kicks the leader forward, a bit too far forward for Ament as she gets boxed out. Whoa! A little bit of extra pushing and pulling between Ament and number 4, Joelle Weldon. The official talking to both of them. And they go for a drop ball off of that since the play was blown dead while the ball was still live. McDonald tries to send it up the far side, blocked by Lindgren Palm. Touch pass over to Hammond. Hammond sending a leader down the far side. Ament trying to race after it, but this is turf and it's wet. The ball is going to slide pretty far, and Ament's not able to get to that one. Too far out in front of her. Rolls out the back end. Goal kick for Newton South. Kelly boots it down the near side and could not be kept in by Holt. It'll be a throw in for Brookline. Vianello gives it to Chernychev. Chernychev taps it up for Vianello. Vianello looking around, tried to pass through traffic, but it's blocked. Recovered by Ginsburg. Ginsburg kicks it upfield. And an easy chase down for Leshley. Sends it back to Hall. Hall back over to Leshley. Leshley running up with it. Kicks it up to Kimbrough, bounces past her, but Ament's chasing it down. Ament turns around, crosser towards the box, deflected out, chased down by Chernychev, launches one well wide of the net. That's going to be a goal kick. Brookline hasn't found a score yet, but they've been generating a lot of offensive pressure against the Lions in these early minutes. Number 5, Sophia Dos Anjos with the ball, passes back, goes back to number 15, Amelie Rangels. It's collected now by Kesselman, leaves it for Leshley. Leshley past Chernychev. Chernychev gives it over to Kesselman. Kesselman runs up the far side, dribbles a bit far out in front of her, couldn't muscle it past McDonald. And now Newton South working it up fast, but Flannery couldn't corral it, taken away by Hall. Pass up Ament. Ament dribbling, fires over the bar. Haley Ament has shown such great skill and versatility at every level, defense, midfield, and attack for Brookline throughout her young career. Tied for the team lead in assists last year with 5, but has yet to score her first varsity goal. And Leshley off the takeaway is running in with it. Leshley trying to force her way through, but got tripped up, and it's knocked out of bounds along the sideline by number 3, Kate Zella, to avoid the corner kick. Julia Vianello looking for the throw-in, gives it to Kimbrough. Kimbrough leaves it for Vianello, kick blocked, and that time I think it went out the back as it deflected off of Zella, and so now we're going to have the first corner kick of the day. Velena Chernychev setting up to send in this corner kick. Flying in, header, just wide. Lila Cannon got her head on that one, but it was deflected away by the defense, so it's going to be another corner kick for Brookline. Good positioning by Cannon. And she might get another chance at it. Chernychev floats one in a little further out, bouncing along, downed, and cleared out. Too much traffic there for Brookline to get anything going. Babette Hall launches one, taken off a hop by Kelly. 30 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock here in the first half. No score as of yet. Kelly punts that one, bouncing along, disrupted by Lindgren Palm. And now it's booted away by Wrangles. Headed forward by Flannery, but too much traffic by the defensive Kesselman. The attempted clear is sent right back, I think, by Dos Anjos. Couple quick passes and off the mark by the Lions. Leshley sends it back to Sherwin. Up the near side, kicked back by Zella, but spun off her foot wrong, out of bounds. Brookline throw-in. Vianello gives it to Kimbrough, whose pass is knocked away by Ginsburg. And Babette Hall with a smart move there to go for a big wind-up kick, as she knew that Megan Holt, or was it Flannery? Actually, it was Summer Flannery, was applying pressure there, and she knew she could get a favorable deflection to get her team in a better position. Savvy move there. Sherwin gives it to Leshley. Cross to Hall. Back to Leshley. Leshley, pass up Chernychev. Chernychev, pass it out far side Kesselman. Checking in for Newton South in that last substitution, number 6, Noemia Walkman-Gonsalves, replacing Flannery. That pass goes off the back of Kimbrough, and it's taken away by Zella, passed over to Holt. Holt dribbling, pass disrupted by Kimbrough, intercepted by Chernychev. Chernychev pushes it up to Vianello. Vianello battling, gets a pass up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough tried to pass for Vianello, but kind of whiffed on the kick there, taken away by Zella, given to Holt. Back to Zella. Zella disrupted by Kimbrough, and now Vianello off to the races. Vianello trying to rush in, disrupted by the defense of Weldon, but it's knocked out the back end. That's going to be the third corner kick within the first 12 minutes of the game for Brookline. Chernychev lining up, goes for a short kick to Leshley, tapped back out for Chernychev. Chernychev launches one high, header, score! Lila Cannon! She was denied on a header earlier, but would not be denied this time. Great design. In short to Leshley, out to Chernychev. Beautiful high ball. Cannon boxing that one out like a center in basketball to get in prime position for that header. And Brookline is on the board. Lila Cannon assisted by Vilena Chernychev for the first score of the game. And foul is called on Ginsburg as she collided with Leshley. That is Cannon's second goal of the season, third of her career for Chernychev, her first assist of the season, 10th of her career. Leshley off the free kick, swings it across to the far side to Kesselman. Kesselman launches a long one, and it's wide of the net. This goal kick deflected down, taken by Hammond. Hammond turns around, gives it to Chernychev. Chernychev looking around. Juking around, finally goes back to Kesselman. Further back, Hall. Now over to Leshley. Leshley, pass to Chernychev. Chernychev, back to Leshley. Leslie dribbling, gets a pass up to Cannon. Cannon. Oh, Leslie's down injured. She got tripped up while at an awkward angle trying to send a pass. She's back up on her feet. Oh, did she get like hit in the face or something? Is that what happened? It looked like she had her hand up to her mouth. She might have got hit in the mouth on that one. And looks like that's what it was, so they do call the foul, and Leslie will have another free kick. Leslie, long kick, saved by Kelly. Lauren Kelly with great patience right at the goal line, waiting for that one to come in. Tracked that ball well and made a nice catch. Newton South working it down the far side. Long pass, too far. Leslie cuts that one off and gets a pass out to Vianella, who boots it upfield as Brookline reverses field pretty fast on that sequence. Leslie took a bit of a risk dribbling with that one with traffic around her, but it paid off for a quick transition there. Lions back on the attack, but that pass walled by Hall. Now Chernychev passes up to Vianello. Vianello just taps it back to Chernychev. Now back to Hall. Across to Leslie. Leslie sends it too far for anyone to chase down. That's just going to be allowed to roll out the back line, and it'll be a goal kick. 3 subs now checking in for Brookline. Looks like Lindgren, Palm, Ament, and Vianello checking out, as coming in appears to be number 11, Nora Shue, number 9, McKenna Hammond, and I think the other Lindgren Palm sister, Elin Lindgren Palm, number 3. Pass goes back. Zella chasing after it. Hammond applying pressure. Kick is blocked by Chernychev. Chernychev sends it back to Hall, up to Chernychev. Now for near side to Nora Shue. Pass to the middle, Cannon. Cannon back to Leslie. Leslie dribbling up. Long leading pass. They call offsides. Hammond was just a step past the position of Zella. So it'll be a free kick for Newton South. (1-0) the Brookline lead off the goal from Lila Cannon, assisted by Velena Chernychev. Just over 23 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Nora Shue disrupts the play by Ginsburg, but Ginsburg recovers, sends a pass through traffic, and breaking through is Dos Anjos. Sofia Dos Anjos rushed the shot a bit and couldn't get it off the ground as it rolls well wide. Initially, it seemed like the pass was aimed at Gonçalves, but rolled further up to Sofia Dos Anjos, who had a chance on the attack, but rushed her shot just a bit as she felt the defense coming back on her. Leslie walking it up. Pass intercepted by Holt, but Shue, keeping with the ball, takes it away. That pass gets through to Hammond, tapped back. Between the Hammond sisters, it gets up to McKenna. McKenna Hammond running up with it. Dribbling, trying to force her way through, but it's taken away by Ginsburg. Cannon taps it up for Paige Hammond, but it's knocked away. McKenna Hammond recovers, gets it back to Cannon. Sends it back, miscommunicates with Kesselman. Kesselman wasn't ready for that one, and it rolls out of bounds. More subs checking in for Newton South. I think I see out there number 9, Emily Frawley, and number 17, Leonor Gonzalez de las Casas. This one taken by Leslie. Leslie, pass. Couldn't thread the needle there. Kicked back by Zella. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. Shu throws it back to Leslie. Leslie back to Hall. Hall gives it back to, gives it back to Leslie. Back to Hall. Brookline taking their time on this one. Now out far side, Kesselman. Kesselman running with it. Kesselman trying to fight her way through some defenders. Pushes the ball up, but it's taken away. Passed up to, I believe, De Las Casas. Tripped up. Tripped up by number 29, Mirabelle Kesselman. Kesselman coming up. Is she holding her shoulder? Got tangled up pretty bad on that trip. The foul is called on Kesselman. Kesselman back up. Walking it off. Free kick from the Lions. Flies in. Awkward deflection. Number 18, Viella Alkin, couldn't get the kick over her head. Brookline takes it away, but now it's taken back by the Lions. Now taken back by Brookline. Leslie with a long kick. McKenna Hammond controls it. Hammond dribbling. Turns around, taps it back to Leslie. Leslie. Pass. Zella knocks it back. Taken by Shu. And Shu gets the favorable deflection off Holt. Brookline throw in. Throws it in, knocked away. Was that out the sideline or the back line? They're going to say sideline, throw in for Brookline. Throw in Chernychev. Tried to slide it back, but nobody was there, and so that'll be Newton South ball. Two more subs checking in for Newton South. Replacing Megan Holt and Kate Zella. I see number 10, Sammy Elliott. And throwing the ball in, I think that is number 16, Miranda Whitaker. Whitaker to throw it in again. Aimed at Elliott. Elliott pass back to De Las Casas. Now sent forward, taken away by Brookline, and Kimbrough trying to dribble with it. Disrupted, passes back to Hall. Now they send it forward to Paige Hammond. Hammond sends it back, Kesselman. Kesselman, pass forward, Kimbrough. Taken away, but they miss the pass on the outside. It's taken away by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Now Kesselman launches a leader. No offsides being called, but it's too far for McKenna Hammond to get there, scooped up by Kelly. $17:40 on the clock here in the first half. Brookline up 1. As that pass goes back from whistle blown. Oh, we got an injured Lions player. Number 10, Sammy Elliott, being helped off the field. Oh, you hope she's okay. No matter who it is you're rooting for, you never root for injury. So hopefully Sammy Elliott is all right, and that's nothing long term. Checking in is number 24, Beatriz Almeida. So it'll be a drop ball. Newton South still with it. Pass up blocked by Cannon. Sent back up the far sideline, and Kesselman takes it to Chernychev and to Lindgren Palm. Back to Chernychev. Chernychev looking around. Gives to Leshley. Leshley, long leading kick, looking for Vianello, but it bounces too fast out of bounds. Or not Vianello, looking for Shu. My mistake. I mistook the 11 for a 13 for a second. This one deflected, staying in bounds, and Leshley takes it. Leshley threads the needle, finds Cannon, but it's knocked away out of bounds by Alkin. Throw in from Shu. Looking for Cannon. Tapped up in the air. And Cannon swoops in and takes it for herself. Launches a kick! Just over the bar. Lila Cannon almost had her second goal of the day, but just over the bar. Boy, if she had scored that one, she would have as many goals today as with the rest of her varsity career. That one deflects off Kesselman out of bounds. Throw in. They're scrumming for it on the far side. It looks like Kimbrough is going to come out with it. Pass back to Kesselman. Back to Hall. And over to Leshley. Leshley. Back to Hall. Back over to Leshley. Leshley sends it forward. Skips past everybody. And it's stolen by Hammond. They couldn't get it out of bounds, but now they get the favorable deflection as that is booted by Weldon off the body of Shu. Subs checking in for Newton South. I think Ginsberg is back in the game, replacing Gonsalves. Goal kick. Deflected down by Shu, but now booted up by Alkin. Leshley. It's deflected off of Almeida. Pushed forward by number 9. And a little bit of forward pressure, but Brookline barely manages to escape it as Cherwin gets the pass out to Leshley. Now sends it back to Cherwin, who boots it way up the near side. Hard collision, and they call the foul on Newton South for the hit in the back. Number 9, Emily Frawley, almost had a big chance to try and tie the game, but wasn't able to disrupt any of Brookline's passes around their own net. 14 minutes left in the half. Kesselman takes the free kick, sends it low. Misses Hammond. It's kicked back the other way. Kesselman takes it again, passes up to Lindgren Palm. Lindgren Palm's kick blocked. Recovered by Kesselman. Kesselman turns around and sends it back to Hall. Hall sends it all the way back to Cherwin. Back to Hall. Hall trying to dribble around herself. Off the deflection, taken away by the Lions, up to Ginsberg. Ginsberg working up the far side, blocked by Kesselman. And that is going to draw the corner kick, first of the day for Newton South. I think that's Sophia Dos Anjos who is setting up to take this kick. It's a bit hard to read the dark blue jersey numbers for Newton South as the night gets darker. And she's kind of sliced that one. And now a kick sails way high. That one deflected right back to Dos Anjos, but her shot well over the bar. Still 1-0 in favor of Brookline. 12.5 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Leshley over to Hall. Up to Chernychev. Chernychev back to Hall and to Sherwin. Back up to Hall. Hall boots it, and I don't think Lindgren Palm was able to get her foot on it. If she did, she pushed it way upfield. Taken back by, I think, Rangels, but lost out of bounds. Probably shouldn't have touched that one, as now it's a Brookline throw-in. Lindgren Palm throws it in, looking for Kimbrough, and two players get tangled up. Call the foul on Kimbrough, as the first to go down on that play was McDonald. Free kick off the head of Chernychev, out of bounds. Throw in. And now Newton South trying to work their way around, but Leshley won't let Frawley get around, and she gets the kick away up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough taps it back. It goes back to Hall. Now over to Kesselman and back to Hall. Hall up the middle to Chernychev. Chernychev slides it up. Racing after it is Hammond, but cut off by Rangels. Out to McDonald, up to Dos Anjos. And Dos Anjos kept it in, sends it back to McDonald. Now this pass deflects, taken by De Las Casas, slid back to Weldon. Now out to Whitaker. Whitaker kicks it up the line, looking for Almeida. And Leshley, boy, that looks like a high intensity push, and yet Leshley looked so casual cutting that one off as she gets it back upfield to McKenna Hammond. Hammond's kick headed by Ginsburg, but chased down by Lindgren Palm. Now Kesselman back to Sherwin. Sherwin upfield, deflects up to McKenna Hammond. Hammond dribbling, touch pass over. Eva Berkson passes it out to Shu. Shu looking around. Shu couldn't get a pass back, but it deflects back to Leshley. Leshley looking around. Up the near sideline. And gets the favorable deflection out of bounds. Might have been trying to get a foul call, but Whitaker got ball first. Couple of subs checking in for Brookline now. Among them, I see number 12, Jamie McGee. And a couple more that I missed, but I'll fill them in as we go. Throw in misses Hammond. Attempted clear kick intercepted. Chernychev winds, kicks blocked by De Las Casas. Chernychev recovers the ball. Dribbling around. Tries to turn around, but runs out of room. Throw in. Up to Alkin. Alkin passes back Holt. Holt's pass intercepted by Hall, but she kind of slices that one as it bounces out of bounds, and Holt just lets it. So it'll be a throw in for Zella, who's back in the game. Throw in off the head of Shu. Goes back to McGee. McGee back to Sherwin. Back out to McGee. She's got to get rid of that one. And she does, and Alkin whiffs on it, taken by Zella instead. Pass across for, I believe, Dos Anjos. Back to Zella. Zella pops it up in the air, out to McDonald on the far side. Kicked upfield, and it's taken away. Taken away by Hall. Taken from Frawley, but Frawley applies the pressure just enough. Dos Anjos sends it up for Ginsburg. Hard collision between Ginsburg and Leshley, and they call the foul on Ginsburg. Leshley setting up to take the free kick. She just sends it back to Hall. Hall across to McGee. 7.5 to go here in the first half. Pass to Shue, stolen by Holt. Holt trying to take advantage. Crosser into the box, blocked out by Hall. And Holt chased it down again. Pass almost got through to Alkin, but deflects the wrong way. Cleared out by Berkson. Now Zella manages to push it forward, but it's kicked back by Shue. Taken out by Weldon. Weldon, pass, curves out to McDonald. McDonald's pass blocked. Brookline trying to apply some pressure now as that one's kicked away up the far sideline. Out of bounds. And Leshley kind of whiffed on that throw-in. And it's a scrum for the ball now, and another foul called on Newton South as they go over the back on that one. Leshley boots it upfield. And Dos Anjos passes back, goes all the way back to Kelly. Kelly sends it out to Weldon, who boots it upfield. McGee chases it down. McGee looking. De Las Casas applying the pressure and gets the favorable deflection out of bounds. Just over 6 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Holt throws it in. And McGee trying to box out De Las Casas, but swooping in and taking it was Frawley, but no one there for her to pass to as it's taken easily by Leshley. Leshley up the middle finds McKenna Hammond. Hammond dribbling. Sends a long leading kick too far for Amalia Lindgren-Palm, who checked back in earlier. Punted, goes off the head of Dos Anjos. Deflects and kicked away by Leshley. Now passed back to McGee. McGee's kick blocked. And Holt keeps it in bounds off the block by De Las Casas. Long shot from Holt. Caught like a pop fly by Sherwin. Sherwin rolls it into Leshley. Gives it back to Hall. Hall up the middle, gets all the way up to Hammond, who touches it back to Chernychev. Chernychev out to Leshley. Leshley to Chernychev. Chernychev. Upfield, too far, taken by Rangels. Rangels keeps it in bounds, fakes out her defender there. Pass up, deflects back to Dos Anjos, swings it over to Zella. Zella, pass up the middle, easy interception for Chernychev. Chernychev pops it up in the air, headed by Rangels. Pass goes back now to Holt. Holt boots it upfield right at McGee. McGee slides in to kick that one upfield, gets it up to Paige Hammond, who gives it to McKenna. McKenna directing some traffic here as she passes over to Chernychev. Now back to McGee and back to Hall. Hall gives it back to McGee. Less than 4 minutes left in the half. Pass up to Hammond. McKenna Hammond gives it over to Berkson. Pass intercepted Dos Anjos. Pass up Ginsburg. And sliding in to kick it away was Leshley. They call the foul on Leshley. This will be a free kick for Newton South, just past midfield with 3.5 to go. Here in the first half, Brookline leads 1-0 so far. Game's lone goal coming from Lila Cannon, assisted by Velena Chernychev. Wrangles boots it. Headed down, a bit dangerous. Shu tries to clear, blocked, shot was deflected, and it rolls out the back end, goal kick. That was one of the most dangerous looks Newton South has had so far. Brookline was largely dominant in the possession game in the opening minutes, but Newton South has generated some offensive momentum since falling behind. Booted upfield by McGee. McKenna Hammond trying to race through. Boxed out by Weldon, and it goes out of bounds. Oh, but they say last touched by Weldon. Brookline ball. Shu throws it in. Tapped back to Shu. Shu dribbling. Looking for the edge. Kick was blocked and draws another corner. Brookline's had some good success on their corners so far. They've got Eva Berkson setting up to kick this one. Flies in towards the box. Header is over the bar. Leshley managed to get her head on it, but sent it high. We are now in stoppage time in the first half. Scoreboard clock frozen at 2 minutes. The double whistle from the official will signal the end of the half. The goal kick goes past everybody, and now Frawley passes up to Holt. Holt rushing in. Whiffed on the crosser. And that rolls out the back end. It's a wet day out here. And you could see the effects of it there, as Holt just lost her balance, mistimed her kick or something, and just missed on a chance to send a crosser into the box. McGee boots this one upfield, blocked down by Weldon. Goes to Chernychev, slides it back to Hall. Hall boots it upfield, and a hand. Oh, nope, that is halftime. There's the double whistle for halftime. At half, our score, Brookline 1, Newton South 0. The lone goal of the game so far coming on this well-executed corner play by the Warriors. Lila Cannon scoring on the header off the assist from Vilena Chernychev. Folks, during this halftime break, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS Sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. All that information in the description section down below, as is the link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And then in the description section, you can also find a link and phone number to our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, through the first 10 years of the scholarship, BCF has raised about $1.5 million in scholarship money for graduating BHS students. Your help is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566 4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. All of that information down in the description section down below. But for now, it is halftime. I'm going to take a break and mute the mic, but don't go away because I will be right back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. All right, back on the mic, Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you live from Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts. Sorry for the laugh. I just saw a guy try to pop an umbrella, and it immediately flipped inside out. Oh, that cracked me up. I'm not going to lie. Weather's been rough today, folks. But I am here to bring you live coverage of the second half of today's high school varsity girls soccer contest between the Brookline High Warriors and Newton South High Lions. Brookline leading 1-0 off a goal from Lila Cannon, assisted by Vilena Chernychev. Brookline seemed to be firmly in control throughout the first about 15 minutes. Definitely through the first 12 or 13 minutes up to the point of getting that first goal. But late in the first half, Newton South started to really find their rhythm and generate some scary scoring chances. So Brookline cannot rest on their laurels. They have got to keep applying pressure, see if they can't get up by multiple scores. All right, here we go. Start of the second half. Chernychev kicks one up, skips past Kimbrough, and is kicked away by the Newton South defense. Goes off the head of Chernychev, and Kimbrough trying to push it forward, knocked away. Kicked into open space where it's taken back by Paige Hammond. Decides to go back to Babette Hall. Pass up, intercepted by Newton South as they keep applying the pressure. Sophia Dos Anjos dribbling with it. Pass to the near side. Tess McDonald sends it up the line. That's going to roll out of bounds. Out of reach for number 7, Salila Centron. Throw in from Vianello. Deflects back. Vianello kicks it upfield. Scrum for the ball. Kick goes up to Centron. Now deflects back to Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos gets tangled up hard with Haley Ament, and they call the foul on Ament. And it'll be a free kick. It's going to be taken by Amelie Rangels. This one flies into the box and taken off a couple hops by Julia Cherwin. Cherwin punts it. Downed by Centron. Chernychev. Pass back to Hall. Now up to Anna Leshley. Leshley long kick. Cut off by McDonald, but headed forward by Vianello. And cut off by the defense of Rangels. Vianello throws it in for Ament, cut off by Centron and Dos Anjos, and then finally Rangels, who sends it right back out of bounds, same spot. Vianello tries for another throw-in, goes to Kimbrough this time. Kimbrough spins off the defender, tries a kick, gets the favorable deflection. Another throw-in for Brookline. Vianello throws it into Ament. Ament trying to spin off her defender. Dribbling around, sends a pass forward, but it wasn't quite there. Kicked away. Kimbrough kicks it back towards the box. Headed back out, but right to Cannon. Cannon might have thought about that one a little too much. Cleared away. Paige Hammond dribbling in. Paige Hammond weaving through. Pushes it forward. And, oh, it's juggled. Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Shot blocked. Recovers. Shot saved by Kelly. A mad scramble for the ball. And while I'm sure the Lions would rather have fully recovered the ball and be able to move it on their own terms, they'll take a stopped goal for now as Brookline sets up for a corner kick. Chernychev with one assist already today. Launches one into the box, off ahead and over the bar. but it's off the head of a Newton South player. And so that'll be another corner try. They fake the low pass. Now they go in high. Header is not enough juice on it, and it's scooped up off the ground easily by Lauren Kelly. Kelly punts it. Bouncing along. It goes off ahead and is corralled by Sofia Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos pass intercepted by Kesselman. Mirabel Kesselman running up the near side with it. Whoa! And it was knocked out of bounds by Tess McDonald, but Kesselman bowls over McDonald, and they call the foul on Kesselman. Free kick coming from Wrangles. Wrangles kicked up, headed down by Kesselman. Leshley manages to get a pass out to the far side to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm looking to try and fit one through, but it's stolen away. A shot is stopped by Cherwin. Rebound shot saved by Cherwin. Another rebound shot saved by Cherwin! Julia Cherwin. It seemed like not getting her hands around that first shot was going to be costly, but she manages a brilliant kick save on that second shot. And then the third shot, they just weren't able to corral it fast enough. And we've got a yellow card assessed to Haley Ament as Dos Anjos went down, grabbing her head, and Ament's gotten tangled up and called for fouls a couple of other times today. And so with her getting the yellow card, she will sub out for McKenna Hammond. Wrangles takes the free kick off the penalty. It goes off the head of Jackie Ginsburg, taken easily off the hop by Cherwin. Cherwin sends it to Chernychev. Velena Chernychev dribbling around, escapes the double team and passes it back to Babette Hall. Kicked up field, kicked back by Joelle Weldon. And Anna Leshley takes this one. And they blew a whistle for a foul, even though Leshley was still going. So Brookline will get the free kick. Leshley boots it. And an over-the-back foul on Newton South as Jackie Ginsburg was practically climbing on the shoulders of Lila Cannon. And Brookline's going to have a free kick from a pretty good position. This might be a chance to shoot for the goal rather than go for the pass. From this straight-on angle, there's a lot of different directions you can go. Anna Leshley is setting up for this one. Leshley's got 1 goal and 2 assists so far this season. Could she add another one here? Goes for the pass to Hall. Hall dribbling. Hall still dribbling, triple teamed, trying to force the ball through. It deflects through. Vianello gets hit hard, and the whistle is blown. Hard collision between Vianello and Summer Flannery, and they call Flannery for the foul just outside the box, so not a PK shot, which is lucky for Newton South. Brookline's going to have a weird angle to try and make something happen from. As you can see, the defender's right in front of Leshley. Hard to get, you know, the kind of rainbow arc you want for a shot out of a free kick when you got defenders right in front of you. She goes for a crosser pass. The header was the wrong way. The ball is recovered by Brookline, and they're going to reset as Paige Hammond sends it back to Mirabelle Kesselman. It's headed back the other way by Wrangles. Newton South trying to flip the field the other way, but there's no one to chase that one down, and that's going to be out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. Throw in to Chernychev, keeps it in bounds, slides it back to Lindgren Palm, further back to Leshley, up to Chernychev. Chernychev looking, kicks one, deflects. Kimbrough pops it up in the air. And it's headed not fully out. And Vianello keeping up the pressure against Wrangles. Vianello comes out with it. Julia Vianello charging in. Shot is too slow. Picked up by Kelly. Vianello was forced to kick with her left foot on that one. As this one bounces along, it's taken by Flannery. Disrupted by Hall. Kesselman sends it up to Chernychev. Now back to Leshley. Over to Kesselman. Back to Hall. Brookline patiently setting up as Leshley passes up to Chernychev. Chernychev with some room. Serving. Slides it over to Kesselman. Back to Chernychev. Slowly making their way upfield. Over to Leshley. Leshley tries to spin. Spins off her defender. Takes off running in. Leshley gets around another. Leshley shot. Oh, just wide. Anna Leshley weaving around a couple defenders. Oh, it was deflected out by a defender. It might, maybe Kelly got her hands on that one. As it's going to be a corner kick for Brookline. This kick from Cannon slid in, tapped back for Cannon. Little off the mark. Now passes for Hammond. Hammond across. Kind of missed the mark on that one, looks like, as it's deflected away, but Hall boots it out of bounds. So that one, just about every kick was off the mark from where it needed to be. And now it'll be a throw in for Newton South. This one bounces up, taken by Hall, out of bounds. Newton South ball again. Throw in. Tight space on the far side, and two players get tangled up, and they call the foul on Leshley. Another free kick for Newton South. It is coming down out here in Newton. They go for a low pass. Frawley the shot well wide. Goal kick. Sherwin taps her goal kick up to Leshley. Leshley over to Hall. Hall boots it upfield. Kicked back by McDonald. Corralled by Chernychev. Chernychev dribbling around. Taps it over to Hall. Hall dribbling with it. Pass off the mark there. Taken away, but intercepted right back by Hall. Hall kicks it up the line. It's staying in bounds. McKenna Hammond chasing it down. Hammond cutting towards the middle. Looking. Sends a pass. Got away from Paige Hammond. It's kicked away by the Lions. Now Sherwin races out of the box to boot that one upfield, and they're going to call a foul on Kimbrough for the hip check, as she bumped into, I think, Dos Anjos that time. Now Weldon setting up to take the free kick from about the 40. Bouncing past everybody, and it's scooped up by Sherwin. Rolls it into Vianello. Vianello's got some space down the near sideline. Kicks a long one up for Kimbrough. Kimbrough racing in. Wrangles trying to control it. Wrangles running out of room, and she just has to send it out of bounds. Now Vianello looking for the throw-in, as we got a sub coming in on both sides. Jada Kimbrough subbing out, as is Salila Centron. And coming in for the first time today for Brookline, I believe that's number 26, Sydney Freeze. Vianello tries a kick, weird ricochet into the box. The attempted clear is blocked by Chernychev there. Now it's cleared out. Up to Flannery. Flannery against Kesselman. They get tangled up. It rolls out of bounds. Brookline ball. Kesselman throws it in. Knocked back by Newton South. Recovered by Chernychev. Chernychev to Hall. To Leshley. Leshley sliding pass. Knocked away by Dos Anjos, but corralled by Cannon. Cannon kicks a long leading kick. Vianello on her horse to try and keep that one in, and she almost did. It's interesting that we're only now seeing Sydney Freeze, as she is Brookline's leading goal scorer. I don't know if they're trying to limit her minutes due to an injury or something. But whatever the reason, she is here now. She scored a goal in each of Brookline's wins over Newton South last year, and she had a hat trick against Framingham on Tuesday. Throw in, lost out of bounds, stays Brookline ball. Two more subs coming in for Brookline. Looks like Vianello and Amalia Lindgren-Palm subbing out. We got one sub on the far side. Coming in on the near side is Elin Lindgren-Palm. Throw in for Freeze. Freeze, long pass back to Hall. Taps it out to Leshley. Leshley kicks it forward. Cannon touches it forward for Hammond, knocked away. Recovered by Chernychev. Touches it out for Leshley. Leshley dribbles around one. Sends a leading kick for Hammond. Weldon cuts it off. Knocked out of bounds. That's going to be another corner for Brookline. They're sending out Freeze to kick this one. Freeze did get an assist in the Weymouth game on Thursday. She goes for the low pass to Hammond, tapped back out to Freeze. Freeze trying to curve around. Curved around two, but a third one came in. Forced to pass back. Long kick sails. It goes off the football crossbar. Off the kick from Hall. And now it'll be a goal kick for the Lions. Wrangles setting up to kick this one. Up in the air, deflected down, and rolls out of bounds. Newton South ball. McDonald throws it in for Dahlia Firuzabadi, who is checked in. Out of bounds. Lindgren-Palm throws it in for Paige Hammond. Pass back Kesselman. Across to Leshley. Leshley dribbling up with some speed, gets around one, forces that one through, And loose ball kicked away by the Lions, recovered by Chernychev. Chernychev sends it up the middle for Paige Hammond. Pass across Leshley. Leshley dribbling through, threads the needle. Long shot saved by Kelly. Anna Leshley has really become the point guard of this Brookline offense. Her ability to transition from that wingback position up and down the field makes her such a threat and allows Brookline to get the numbers advantage in a lot of situations. That foul called on Chernychev. This will be a free kick for Weldon. Weldon boots it. Hard collision, it's down, and a kick goes wide from Dos Anjos. "20 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock here in the second half. Still just a 1-0 ball game in Brookline's favor. Goal kick flies up, knocked back by McDonald. Booted the other way by Kesselman. And that's going to fly out of bounds. McDonald throws it back to Rangels, intercepted by Freeze, deflected out of bounds by Rangels. Freeze looking for a quick throw in, goes to McKenna Hammond, and knocked out of bounds out the back end. Corner kick for Brookline. Freeze setting up again. Flies in, header, knocked out by the defense. Another kick was blocked, and Freeze recovers it. Huge defensive stop by Newton South. I think that was Anna Leshley who had a header goal in the bag there, but stopped, and Freeze stopped on the attempted dribble out there. It's knocked out of bounds, deflected out by Leshley. Throw in off ahead. Kesselman kicks it back. Now taps it forward. Now corralled by Jackie Ginsberg. Kick. Going out the near side. Out of bounds. Lindgren Palm throws it into Chernychev. Chernychev sends it up for Lindgren Palm. Passes back Kesselman. Kesselman over to Hall. And to Leshley. Leshley trying to weave through the defenders again. Now taps it over to Chernychev. Winds and kicks a leader. Knocked back by McDonald. Over to Leshley. Leshley sending one up the far side. And a hard trip there. Hammond recovers. Passes it over to Paige Hammond, but deflects the wrong way. Hammond passing it to the near side for Kesselman. Kesselman jukes out Flannery there. Pass to Paige Hammond. Now over to Lindgren Palm, back to Kesselman. Kesselman to Lindgren Palm. Spins off her defender. Now sends a leading kick to the corner for McKenna Hammond. Hammond dribbling out of the corner. Jukes back, looking. Rolls out the back end. Deflection in favor of Brookline. It's another corner. Brookline's had a ton of corner kicks this game. They've only had one play off a corner kick result in a goal so far. Freeze setting up to kick this one. Comes in high. Oh, off the crossbar, out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. What's so tough is it's not only been rainy, it's been windy today. It can be so tough to keep control of your kicks there. Couple subs came in for Newton South. Goal kick. Deflected. Couple times out of bounds. Newton South ball. And Newton South loses it out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline goes to Chernychev, back to Leshley, back to Hall. Hall sends it up the middle to Paige Hammond. Now back to Kesselman. Kesselman walks it up, floats one across, knocked away. Now the Lions trying to work with it. Long leading kick. And putting on the Jets is Kesselman. As she boxes out. No chance for Sophia Dos Anjos. And with how big Kesselman is and how strong she is defensively, sometimes you forget just how much speed she's got. I mean, there's a reason Brookline felt comfortable putting her as a midfielder back in her freshman season. Free kick is corralled by McDonald. Sent up to Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos tangled up with Chernychev, and Lindgren Palm comes in to kick it back to Kesselman. Booted upfield for McKenna Hammond. Hammond walled by Weldon. It's knocked back to Leshley. Leshley turning around, sends it back to Hall. Hall boots it, deflects off a head, off another head, forward, kicked away, and they call the foul on Newton South for knocking over Cannon. 15 minutes left, still 1-goal game. Leshley setting up the free kick from about the 42. This one flying into the box, taken off the hop by Kelly. Almost dropped it, but recovered. Punted. Deflects along, and that's going to roll out of bounds. Lindgren Palm throws it in for Hall. Hall up the middle, Chernychev. Chernychev back to Hall. Hall boots it. Deflects, headed forward by Cannon, and now tapped forward and kicked away by Wrangles before Hammond could get there. Now trying to take off down the far sideline, but the dribble too far, and Hall gets there, sends it back to Sherwin. Upfield back to Leshley. Leshley passes back to Hall. Hall up to Chernychev. Now out to Kesselman. Kesselman stopped, but it's recovered by Chernychev. Pass out Leshley. Leshley's pass dangerous, almost intercepted by Dos Anjos, but it's recovered by Kesselman, sent back to Hall. Hall boots it. Downed by McDonald. Pass up, disrupted by Kesselman, but it does get up to a Lions player. Ginsberg, one-on-one with Hall. And loses that battle. Hall disrupts it. Coming in was, I think, Gonsalves. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll be, or not Gonsalves, forgive me, that's Feruzabadi. Strong defensive effort by Babette Hall on that play. Feruzabadi throws it in. Looking around, kick is blocked by Chernychev. Smart play by Flannery, as Newton South will get what I think is just their second corner kick all game. Brookline's practically been living in that corner kick spot. Now this kick flies in for the Lions, headed out with ease. I think that was Kesselman. Knocked back forward, but kicked back the other way by Leshley as Brookline trying to force it upfield. It's tapped forward by McKenna Hammond. McDonald there to recover. Her kick blocked by Paige Hammond. Ricochets back and forth, taken by Cannon now. Cannon passes back to Chernychev. Chernychev sends it up to Freeze. Freeze almost had her pocket picked there, but keeps the ball. Pass back to Hall. Hall up to Chernychev and slips through to Freeze. Over to Kesselman. Kesselman, pass going to curve out of bounds. Just over 11 minutes left. Throw in. Downed. And deflects out of bounds Brookline ball. Chernychev throws it in for Hammond. Deflects back. And taken by the Lions. Alkan. Passes back Firuzabadi. And it's knocked away by Lindgren Palm. Hammond with some nice moves to get it to Freeze. Freeze running up with it. Knocked loose, knocked out of bounds. Good coverage by Wrangles on that play. Lindgren Palm looking for the throw in. Sends it towards the corner. Hammond looking, taps it back. Chernychev tried a quick pass across, but it was blocked. Cleared out. Goes back to Hall. Hall to Leshley. Leshley passes up, tries to lead for Cannon. Too far, scooped up by Kelly. Kelly punts this one. Now it's booted up, a leading kick for Flannery, too far, and Sherwin races out to boot it away. Off the deflection, Lindgren Palm boots it upfield. McKenna Hammond collides with Wrangles there, and it's taken by Freeze. Pass back, Chernychev. Up the middle, Cannon. Cannon looking around, sends it up to Freeze. Freeze sending a leader. McKenna Hammond with a big chance. Knocked away by Weldon. Another corner kick for Brookline as subs come in on both sides. For Brookline, Elin Lindgren Palm subbing out. As back in the game is Julia Vianello. They go for the short. They were going for the short pass, but they couldn't. A combination of, I think, the Newton South players hadn't finished changing sides, but mainly I think it's because Babette Hall hadn't finished retying her shoes. Going for the same play. Freeze. Having trouble weaving around the defenders, but she gets around Holtz, crosser into the box, bounces past everybody on both sides. Now Hall, a long kick, is well wide, and that'll be a goal kick for the Lions. Brookline's had some great chances to score today. They've just struggled with finishing, as outside of that early goal from Lila Cannon, they've not been able to find the back of the net. 8 minutes to go. The goal kick goes up to Holt, disrupted by Cannon and Freeze, but now booted away by McDonald. Now Holt sends it up the near side. Kesselman going to get there first. Kicks it over to Hall, who sends it out, intercepted by Holt. Disrupted by Chernychev, though. Pushes it forward. Knocked back. Holt taps it into the box, and they're going to call the foul on Kesselman for the slide tackle there. And this is a pretty close free kick for the Lions. It'll be Ginsburg taking the free kick for the Lions from inside the 20-yard line. Mentioned it before, these short distances can sometimes prove tough for someone who wants to shoot. Let's see what she does here. Goes for the shot and sails it high. And that's exactly what I was talking about. When you want a shot off a free kick, you want it to be able to have a rainbow arc. Because if it's just rise, it's just going to shoot over the net. And at this short distance, you don't really have enough space to get that rainbow arc, especially with a defender setting up a wall right in front of you. It's just really hard to score from that distance. Vianello kicks a leader. Sydney Freeze racing in. Freeze gets around the last one, charging in, shot, scores! Sydney Freeze, her third straight goal against Newton South. And Brookline takes the multi-goal lead. Take a look at this one. Julia Vianello, nice move past the defender and a beautiful leading pass, not too far, not too short. Freeze swoops in, weaves around one last defender, beautiful lefty shot past the keeper, and just like that, Brookline is up 2. 6:21 on the clock, and Newton South calls timeout. During this timeout break, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, that's 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. We got one note in the live chat so far today from Elliot Schickler of Patch.com saying, "Go Brookline. I know the Warriors can go on a roll and make lots of noise." And Elliot, I agree with you completely. Although I am going to tease you briefly, my friend, for using the wrong spelling of roll in that one. But you know what? We're all a little hyped up. It's been a very fun day of Brookline versus Newton South athletics. So with that one, Sydney Freeze collects her team-leading 5th goal of the season, her 12th of her career. Keep in mind, she had 0 goals before last season. For Julia Vianello, her first assist of the season, career, and her first career varsity point. She's mostly been a defensive and transition role player, but with Brookline operating out of this 3-5-2 formation, she's able to take on more of an offensive role, and she proves she's worthy of that heightened attack role with her first career assist. Nice steal there by Chernychev. Leshley passes it back to Cherwin. Cherwin lifts it out to Vianello. Vianello passes it over to Chernychev. The scoreboard's been turned off. Okay, so I'm not going to know how much time we got left unless that gets fixed. It is now 2-0 in favor of Brookline as Leshley is boxing out with that one in the corner. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Newton South. Out of the throw-in. Newton South trying to fight it, and it's knocked out of bounds again by the Brookline defense. Another throw-in for the Lions. Throw-in booted out this time by Newton South. It'll be a throw-in for Brookline. The Warriors now with a multi-goal lead late in this one as the clock's working again. About 5.5 minutes to go. Clock will soon be frozen for stoppage time once it reaches 5 minutes. That pass misses McKenna Hammond. Knocked back by Newton South. Dribbling through is Flannery trying to send a leader. No chance on that one. It rolls out the back end. Goal kick for Brookline. Oops, the scoreboard's blinking in and out. Now this one booted by Hall up the near side out of bounds. McDonald's looking for the throw-in. The ball slipped out of her hands. They're gonna let her rethrow that one. Vianello kicks it away, bounces upfield. McDonald chases it down. Pass back, kicked up by Weldon, headed down by Leshley, bouncing upfield, and it's knocked out to the far side, where I believe Whitaker kicked it upfield. Leshley passes for Chernychev. Chernychev up the line, Vianello dribbling with it. Vianello gaining the edge, crosser flies in, deflects down, freeze, shot saved by Kelly. Looks like it was going to be a big chance off the crosser from Vianello, but they could not knock it in. That one booted back upfield. McKenna Hammond called for offsides. Long pass there from number 20, Priscilla Hill, who I had a little trouble identifying just because as it gets darker later into the night, even with the stadium lights on, it gets so hard identifying players on the far side of the field. But that was Priscilla Hill who kicked that one, so able to identify her now. Long leading kick for Newton South. Kesselman trying to display the gets back speed again. Does rush the shot by Flannery, which flies well wide of the net. So with the scoreboard off, we'll only know from the triple whistle from the official, we probably would have been frozen for stoppage time anyhow by this point. Hall kicks it up to Paige Hammond. Dos Anjos takes it away. Kicks across. Gets away from Ginsburg. Cannon sends it up for Hill. Knocked back by the Lions, but recovered by Chernychev. Pass back Leshley. Leshley up to Chernychev. Chernychev up to Leshley. Leshley dribbling with space to go. Leshley taps it for Hammond. Hammond tried the give and go with Leshley, but that's too far, and it's going to be picked up by Kelly. Kelly punts it. Downed. Long kick knocked away by Kesselman. Corralled by Leshley. Back to Hall, who boots it upfield. Headed down by Weldon. Controlled by Dos Anjos. Try to pass. Intercepted by Cannon. Cannon, long high kick, and Freeze is going to chase it down on the near side. Freeze going to spin off her defender, charge in. Freeze has got a beat. Shot saved by Kelly. Sydney Freeze showing why she's the leading goal scorer for Brookline, even just coming in midway through the second half. She's had so many chances to score already. As she steals that one away from Rangels. Freeze holding it. Turning around, pass back, Chernychev. Looks. Fires and misses high and wide. Again, Sydney Freeze making it look easy out here. 2-0, the Brookline lead. And off the deflection, Hammond almost stole that one, but Rangels came in to clean that one up. Now this one tapped, a self-leader. Holt collides with Vianello, out of bounds, Brookline ball. Vianello throws it to Freeze. Freeze passes back to Hall. Hall up the middle, Chernychev. Chernychev further up the middle. Now a pass from Paige Hammond off the mark. Mistimed with Vianello out of bounds. McDonald throws into Holt. And there is your ball game. Make it 3 in a row for the Brookline Warriors as they move back to 500. Your final score, the Brookline Warriors 2, the Newton South Lions 0. Brookline gets 2 goals on the day. The first from Lila Cannon, assisted by Velena Chernychev. The second from Sydney Freeze, as we take one last look at the replay on that one, with Julia Vianello getting her first career assist on a nice leading pass for the senior captain, who has now tallied a point in all 3 of Brookline's wins. 3 straight games with a point, which includes 4 goals and an assist. So Brookline has really turned things around after starting the season 0-3. After fighting to that scoreless tie with Newton North, they've really found their offensive rhythm, outscoring their opponents 9-0 in this week. Some last notes in the live chat. Elliot Schickler saying Julia V made a nice pass and Sydney Freeze comes through again for Brookline. And also saying my bad on the word roll. Elliot, you know I'm just messing with you, man. You know I love you, man. And then Yuli Burstein, a very simple let's go. And that's definitely the sentiment for Brookline after such a successful week. They came into the week with a record of 0-3-1. They finished the week with a record of 3-3-1. As they are getting back in the rhythm of what we expected them to be coming into the season. And that's got to feel good. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you again to Esh Dental for sponsoring this broadcast. Esh Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent, Dr. Brandon Esh, for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eshdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103. Or go online to eashdental.com. And you can find that information down in the description section, where you can also find a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And you can also find the link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. And then further down in the description section, as well as on the bottom right corner of your screen, you can find some links related to me. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And remember to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams and the links to upcoming live streams. But for this live stream, for the 3rd live stream I've done today, that's going to do it. Brookline 2, Newton South 0. From Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.